Y'all, so fam, what's up? What it do? Welcome to K&M Witchery, or Readings by K&M. I'm Kat Nicoletta Monroe, for those of y'all who may not know. So fam, as always, I just like to sit down and press play and see what comes up. Spirit was prompting me to do a love-based reading with y'all today. So buckle on in, because that's what we gonna do. Okay, if it resonates with you at any point, please do all the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, comment. I love hearing from all of y'all. I really, really do. Let's dive into the energies between my soul fam and the person on their mind. We have Judgment, Six of Swords, the Wheel. I just heard, should I stay, should I go? Ace of Coins. What's going on? Let's. Okay, we have the Hanged Man. Oh, sorry for the shaking. All right, full story here. Whoop. Okay, should we honor these all in reverse? Nah. Okay, I'm hearing that these cards are in reference to these ones, so I'm gonna just, I don't know, that kind of works. Cool. Two of Swords. Three of Coins in reverse. Is this like a breakup? What's going on here? Past. Three of Swords. Well, this isn't what I expected. Are y'all okay? It's okay? You doing all right in your relationships right now? Well, hopefully, let's figure it out. Page of Swords is at the bottom of the deck here. I'm going to keep him there. What's on the bottom there? Queen of Wands. Okay. I think some truth spilled out, a realization came out about your person of interest. It could be, okay, it could be that some of y'all tuning in are kind of on a brink of a potential breakup, or this is someone that you had likely had a past with and you've gone your separate ways because things didn't work out then, but there's something about things coming back around again, especially just with Judgment here, right? Like when Judgment comes up, I am hearing redo, especially with Wheel. It's like what goes around comes around. So which side of the spectrum are you on, Soul Fam? Are you on the side that you're on a potential brink of like a breakup and ending? It's so, it's like this lump was in my throat just then, even saying it. It's like you don't even want to think of that potential, but you know it's kind of looming. It's there. There's thoughts of it, right? Like maybe if we try this again, we'll go through another repetitive cycle. Do I walk away? Again, should I stay or should I go? Or are you on the side where you had already once walked away and now it's like there's, the gap was bridged and you have this opportunity to start things again, to roll the dice again and make things work? Let me know, Soul Fam, because like what, for a love reading, this is not what I'd expected. I will say with the Hanged Man here, alongside with the Page of Swords, for a while now, you've been stuck on these thoughts with your person, trying to understand, trying to learn who they are, why things ended up here, wherever here is for you. And I think what this is bringing forth for you, and this is in many ways what I love to see, When Judgment comes into play here, right, and attaches the Page of Cups, full creation mode, with a sense of adventure here with the Champion of Vessels, which is the Knight of Cups, with Justice, you have a newfound sense for life. And I think that's what's really posing the question, you know, is my person going to be there when I move toward whatever it is that I really want? The things that have come to surfaces. There's been too many internal changes. A thirst for life, I just heard, that may have transpired for you, so fam, that, you know, with any changes that our loved ones go through, right? Like if you're the one that's going through the change and someone's witnessing that, like sometimes it's, people don't really want you to change because they like who you are before the change, you know, it fit them better. And that's not in like some sort of like a negative way, but it's just in a way that's more compatible, you know. And sometimes it's hard for people to keep up. This is something that I personally go through too often in my life, where I am the type to consistently evolve and better myself and change and find new meanings of existence. And sometimes it's hard for people to keep up to that, you know, and people somehow aren't able to remain aligned to me because I'm unable to do the same with them. It's just, I got to keep on going, you know. But the beautiful thing about that, though, the other side of the spectrum is the right people will stay. A lot of people will grow with you in their own unique ways and kind of contribute to your life better than expected. And so whatever change it is that you really want to embark on, please continue doing that and allow whatever situation would play out between you and your person of interest, whether they are past or present. Just know that things really do work out in your favor in the best of ways. You just have to maintain the energy of wanting to really truly create the life that you desire for yourself, whatever that looks like for you. So remember, this is a YouTube reading. Itty gritty details will be hard to conjure up, but let's see what else we've got. So what's the energy between y'all right now? My home is my castle. I just got pulled to the Hanged Man energy too. You may be really homebodies right now, or you may just kind of wish you had your own private quarters in the house, or you're just in a distance hiding out. There's something about hiding. Maybe wanting a little bit more space to gain some clarity, or there is just like a distance between y'all. It's causing some form of hibernation, I keep wanting to say. Okay, energies between my soul fam and their person. I hope this makes sense for y'all, soul fam. This is not a love reading that I had expected. I keep hearing changed decks. Really? We don't want to play with this one? Okay, I'm getting pulled to its sister, the tarot, no longer the oracle. Okay, I just work here. Energy between my soul fam and their person, please. The Seven of Swords. I think you both hold each other close to your hearts, but you have a different way of showing and expressing it. One of you could be really like unconventional, a little bit out of the box, unexpected, or these changes that you're embarking on are making either one of you kind of look at each other like you're just like this brand new specimen, you know? You don't really know how other people are going to react to your changes, to your evolution, to all your new quirks, to all of the different types of habits that you want to incorporate into your life, and so on and so forth. Like there's changes that you are birthing, that you're still working on hatching. You're not fully there. It's like one or both of y'all are in a massive like integration, transformation phase where something is occurring. It could be a move. It could be a habit change. Self-growth is really of the matter here, that's for sure. And I think that this is my soul fam tuning in. But because this is the energy between y'all, in your own unique ways, you're kind of doing the same thing. It's just you're unsure how the other person will react. And so you hold these changes close to your heart. It's like, but then I'm also seeing the birdies at the top here, you know, perhaps maybe there's a belief that like what goes around will come back around. And there's a reason why things fall into place and out of place. And perhaps maybe this is the type of connection that is feeling a little bit on and off, you know, like close and far, like it comes and goes. And I believe that's maybe the instability of it all, you know, the discomfort, because there is a little bit of a lack of security, but people change. And like, yeah, Hermit comes out. If you're in communication and like, if this is someone that you are presently with, you're not really speaking as often to each other as like you could, you know, you're not really connecting, you're conversing here and there as needed, I'm hearing, but it's not like you're not really having any conversations. Like people are saying a lot of things, but like it's all just so surface level. 5 of Wands. What's happening? Sorry, Soul Fam. I was expecting something a little bit more romantic and like, you know, and that's not to say that there isn't any romance that could transpire here. And we'll peek into some more here, guys. But there just seems to be some conflicts between y'all at this time. And of course, relationships aren't perfect. So perhaps maybe you stumbled across this reading because you had to. Knight of Pentacles for the final energy between y'all here. Look, so fam, if there is any advice a girl on YouTube could give you, follow your insight, start working on the things that bring you joy, that bring you pleasure, okay? What is art to you? Because you can create anything. Anything. Art isn't anything. What's it to you? I think whatever it is that you're keeping to yourself could be expressed in like a newfound hobby, or perhaps maybe this is a confirmation to do that thing. I think the distance between y'all is necessary because there's this conflict of ego, and ego comes in to protect us. And I really believe that neither one of you are intending to hurt the other. Things are just out of alignment right now, and there's this deep desire to bring things in alignment, but through a new version of yourself. One or both of you are really looking to break free from old confines and merge into a new person with new hobbies, new interests, new clothes, new everything. Like you want to feel more like yourself. You're peeling back the onion layers, but there's this lingering like thought of, will this work out later? I just heard a long time coming, especially with the Knight of Pentacles. It's the slowest moving knight. One that takes their time, takes in the view, takes the slow, hard work. I'm hearing rest more. I think some of y'all just like really need to sleep. Yeah. Some time away from each other would honestly be good. There's a reason why you are both feeling this distance, and I think that although in ways you're yearning for each other, there's something that needs to bubble up and change inside yourselves first, where you individually show up differently in your everyday lives, and then you can reunite again. I just think that you're also impatient and thinking that if you take more time to yourself, Soul Fam, that you will lose your connection. And in some cases, yeah, you might. Okay, this is a general YouTube reading. There's a lot of y'all tuning in, and I can't sugarcoat everything. Sometimes breakups happen, you know? And sometimes they don't. But is either one of those results really worth you staying in stagnation for and never really truly knowing how and who you can be and grow into? Like, this is where some selfishness is really good in your relationships. You can't always wait on that person to understand and grow with you and all of that. Like, sometimes you just have to move the way that you wish to move and hope that the right people will tag along, will stick along, and this person perhaps can too. Let's get some channeled message from your person. What's really going on in their hibernation state, if you will? What does your person want to tell you? I know that I crossed the line with you. Okay. I just heard I didn't understand. I didn't do it on purpose. There was some unintentional pain that was caused here. I just heard out for himself. So this could be that in a state of unhealing, I want to say, there was a trigger, something came up, and your person may have perhaps maybe said the wrong thing, broadcasted the wrong thing. I am hearing something, like it was verbal. Someone said something, perhaps maybe written it down. There's some form of communication, okay? And your person crossed that line, and they do want to say, I'm sorry. They're acknowledging where they went wrong. This person knows. Their soul, when I say they want to say they're sorry, is coming up to say that. But the physical human experience in the form that I'm channeling into right now of your person is just really choosing to hermit. They don't know how to say what they need to say. They just know that a line was crossed, and perhaps maybe that's also some of the reason why these impeding thoughts of like, I'm just hearing like needed space. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. I didn't mean to push you away, but I had to. Yeah. Some of y'all just really need some space. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. And you don't have to pretend as such either. You don't have to pretend you're fully okay without the other person. You don't want to. You know, in your own private confines, just cry, feel the emotion, be angry if you need to. Like, talk to a person that you trust and just withdraw all of these deep thoughts and still be okay with there being some separation and space between y'all right now, because it has to happen for a reason. I regret lying to you. I just heard I wanted to keep the peace. Messages from the Soul Fam's person. Please let me know if this is resonating. Again, this is not the way that I expected this love reading to go, but I'm happy to deliver it for any of y'all who really need this right now. I will wait for a sign from you. So although there are, I replay our conversations over and over again, although there are deep needs, requirements, like feelings and desires of hibernation and like just separation between the two, one or both of y'all are really looking for like the green light. I just heard, is the light on? You know, when like you just leave the porch light on for someone to come on in and blah, blah, blah. Right now that door is closed and I think the light is off. So fam, I think you tuning in, you turned off that light. I think you, even if it was unintentional, if you feel like needing space and that urge to want to really separate yourself, sometimes that comes with like healthy space and distance between people is required, because sometimes when you're like too close to someone, like you end up in some ways, I don't want to say regretting them, in a way like resenting them, you know? And I think as much as perhaps maybe you wanted to start this connection over in one form or fashion to bring things how they used to be, I keep hearing something didn't really work out. Someone clung on too tightly. And then there was like this massive pushback. And in some form or fashion, you did that too. I think, so if I'm tuning in, you may have felt a really deep pushback yourself. But I believe from the way that this energy is coming out right now, it was matched. You pushed this person away too. And so even in the silence, even in the separation, even in this like awkward, like, again, if you're with this person, you're not really talking too often, and yet you're replaying the conversations that you used to have. I'm just hearing people like laughing and such, like with the Five of Wands on the table. I think both of y'all are just tired of fighting, tired of the confusion and the misdirection and the misunderstandings. Something was brought to light that just kind of changed the dynamic between y'all, and I think it forced a change between and within you both. I saw 2222 on the clock there. I just heard I missed the days when we were happy. I hope that you can forgive me one day. I'm hearing two more of these. I wish I could share my good news with you. Yeah, I want to go back to happy. I feel you leaving me behind. Yep, I mean, you can't make this shit up. Y'all both are leaving each other energetically, emotionally. Perhaps maybe you've taken your energy elsewhere. You know, like you're talking to friends more than you're talking to each other. The things that you used to share with each other are no longer shared. I just heard lovers to strangers. I also heard strangers to lovers. Oh, my throat gave out there. I think some of y'all are in disbelief. If you are in separation and this is like a long time coming and you don't speak to your person, I think it feels impossible to think that you can ever, I guess, be together or start anew. But why not believe in that if that's something that you really want? I guess the question has to really come down to, what are you doing differently to show up differently for each other? What compromises are you making? What and how does this inner work and change that you have gone through, how does that impact your person? How can you share the wealth around? What can you teach them? What can they teach you? How can they... There's something about compatibility that's in question right now. Just, again, unsure how you can come together again. The same but different, I just heard. The outcome, I'm asking about the outcome. It'll differ for some of y'all. Some of you, yes, you are going to likely move in separate directions, likely to come right back around again. Okay, so do I think that this is like a permanent ending between you and your person? No. Do I think that you're on a potential like break or like separation or something? Yeah. And on the other side, if you are in separation, I think you're moving closer and closer back to like a redo. You could come back around. I think either way, so fam, this is an on and off situation. But I think you both need to just be different. I don't know. There's changes that you're undergoing that I think being together right now as you're both transforming, that it's like you'll impact each other in the wrong ways, because when you're together, it's like, you know, when your past self and present self come forward in real time, it becomes really difficult to integrate. Wow, words. What is wrong with me? To integrate future potentials, because your past self keeps getting triggered in the here and now, you know, but even though the here and now, what you're really working on is what's to come, and your future state. It's like you guys always just like remind each other of how things were without realizing right now that things are incredibly different now. But you haven't had this conversation. You haven't had this opportunity to come together and actually like expose and put all of this on the table, regardless of which side of the spectrum you're on, of saying, hey, I think we need some time. I don't think it's working out right now. I do love you, but like, I gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta work on yourselves. And if it really does align later on, and that later on could be anytime, it could be a week, it could be a year, it could be a decade, I don't know, okay? Sometimes it takes a long time. But I keep hearing what goes around comes around. Something's got to give. And again, if y'all are in separation right now, and perhaps maybe you want to reconnect, but you're stuck on how things were in the past, they're different now because you're different now. It can't be the same if you're both different, you know? Hopefully, you know, because wow, I heard my snaps. Soul fam. Thanks for tuning in. This was honestly, for like the gazillionth time, not where I had expected the first love-based reading to go. But I hope it aligned with anyone who needed it and give you some hope of inspiration to follow your heart, to transition into the person that you are truly meant to be, and trust that the right people at the right times, including this love, is going to have a chance. I think that's all that you really want right now, is just a glimmer of hope. And I hope, despite some of the challenging messages that had come up, because some of these things were difficult to swallow. I mean, I was at a loss for words and tangled up, and energies here, but if you remain true to yourself, sometimes the separation can bring you all closer together later on. But you'll never know until you leap and you reshift and rebalance yourself. So go out there and enjoy your life, adventure, create, destroy, learn, grow, transform, and definitely feel all your feelings. A lot of y'all are like just dissociated about this as well, in full disbelief. Right now, I think it's just a waiting game. Who's going to pull the trigger, whether to end it or to kickstart it? I'm curious how the story ends for y'all. If you resonated, do let me know in the comments down below. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next reading.